Okay, everyone. So we are starting the chapter 2, e-commerce mechanism and infrastructure and the tools. Okay, and this chapter will start with some overview of the e-commerce mechanism. Okay, so the electronic commerce, we say the EC or e-commerce activities and support mechanism are includes some kind of activities which is grouped into 6 categories. And this slide, this doesn't list them. Examples might include online shopping and then digital payment and maybe customer service. And each activity, which is supported by the easy mechanism, these are tools or the systems that make online business work, like websites, the shopping charts, or secure payment gateways. And the spatial mechanism here means that it's more like an access uh, for tasks like payments, like a PayPal, the security, which includes the encryptions, and the delivering orders, which includes the tracking system. And then the standard IT technologies, okay, such as the RFID or the EDI, which also includes in this uh, discussion. So EDI itself is more like for business document exchange. Also, this is also play a crucial role. And then for the sellers, for the buyers, and for the transaction, these sections will focus on the people involved. Okay, people involved here means the sellers and the buyers and how they interact in the online transactions. And if we're talking about the sellers, the buyers, and the transactions, we are talking about how the purchasing process happens. Okay, and this is about the step-by-step journey that the buyer takes to purchase something online, like maybe browsing, and then uh, once they choose the the goods, and then they add it to the chart, and then after that they do the checkout, they do the paying, and then they receive the products. Okay, so it's in simple analogy I can explain, it's more like the ingredients in the recipe for online shopping. It's includes the activities, which are the steps, like maybe in a recipe it's more like a mixing or baking. Okay, and then the mechanism are the tools like a mixer or the oven or the stove, something like that. And after that, the sellers and the buyers, they are the chef and the customer. And the purchasing process is how the customer orders and how they get their food. Okay, something like that. Next, we're talking about the e-commerce activities, easy activities. It's the key actions that happens in online business. And you need to think of them as the things you do when shopping or selling online. And the list of the e-commerce activities and their mechanism, which includes the browsing and discovering, okay, browsing and discovering, and then it's like searching for products, and then of course the customer will compare the prices, and then yeah, and most of them will read the reviews, right, about these products. And then the mechanism, yeah, we're talking about the mechanism. It's more like the search engine, in this case, like Google, and then the comparison websites, like maybe if you know Kayak is the comparison websites, okay? And then the electronic markets. Okay, the electronic markets, it's more like the online marketplaces where many buyers or sellers meet, like the Amazon, the eBay, the Shopee in Taiwan, and then the storefront like mall uh, portals, yeah. So it's when we're talking about the storefront, it's more like a single brand's online shop, like Nike.com. If it's talking about the malls, then we're talking about the collection of stores. Like in the Taiwan, we have Taipei, Yiling, okay, one of the shopping mall in Taipei. And then the portals is the hubs for the services like Yahoo. That's one of the examples. And then e-catalogs. Okay, what is it? What is e-catalog? So e-catalog is a digital products list with search, shopping charts, and some of the recommendations. Like customers who bought this also like something else in it. Yeah, you experience this very much, right? When you do online shopping. Yeah, also when you buy food through Food Panda, through Uber, they also give you recommendations. Uh, that some customers, when they buy this, they also buy something else. Okay, it's kind of recommendation. Okay, and then the next one is called e-auctions. So what is e-auctions? So it's action e-auctions, basically it's a bidding online like eBay. Okay, we'll talk more about it later on. The next one is the web 2.0 tool and the social network. So basically it's like a social media, like you have for examples like Facebook and then Instagram, and the tools like blogs, wikis that help the businesses engage the customers. Okay, and the next one is the virtual world. Okay, so it's quite new. Okay, and in China, in mainland China, it happens a lot. I don't know in Taiwan if it's we have it or not. I'm not sure, but it's quite of interesting environment. It's an online environment like games or VR where the business happens. Selling outfits in Fortnite when you can try on your uh, shirt without before you buy it, before you decide to buy it. So, okay, and then the payment. Okay, the payment security. So it's more like a safe payment methods. Yeah, using PayPal, using a credit cards, and of course, inside, well, we're talking about the fraud protection. Okay. So, in this slide, you see person activities and the mechanism connection between one another, right? So basically, it's talking about which each activity which relies on specific tools or tech to work. Okay, for example, the online shopping. Okay, the online shopping. It's the activity as the online shopping, and then The mechanism is the shopping chart, something like that. And the activity is auctions, and then it can make mechanism is bidding algorithm. Okay. All right. So okay, let's move on. So in this chapter, we're talking about the main players in e-commerce and how they interact with each other through different types of transactions. Okay, we have the suppliers here. Okay, where the starting point. So suppliers here means the companies that provide the raw materials, the part, or maybe the finished product. Okay, and as the examples, the fabric supplier for a clothing brand, and then maybe another examples, battery maker for the smartphones, or the another examples, the chip that the TSMC made for smartphones, or maybe for other kind of products. Okay, so the suppliers here, they sell goods to other businesses. Yeah, so usually they don't do the directly selling the products to customer. Yeah, okay, so it's B2B transactions, which means that business to business transactions. Okay, and then your company, the middleman or the creator, here is a retailer. For examples like Amazon, the manufacturer, Tesla, or other service provider. Okay, so what you do here, you buy from supplier because it's B2B, business to business, and you sell the products to customers. Okay, so in this case, you're connecting, with the customer direct. Okay, or maybe you can also you can also sell to another business. Okay, so still business to business again. Okay, and then we have customer as the end users, and the customers here, they are individual. They can be the connection will be B2C, business to customer. Okay, it's in this case, the customer is the one who buying the shoes online, and then yeah, they are the one who buy the shoes online. Okay, so that's individuals. Yeah, it means like you, like we, like me too. And then the customers can be also a businesses. Okay, it's the B2B, so still business to business. Like a restaurants buy a napkins in a bulk. Okay, in a very huge amount. And this customer also maybe a government. Yeah, government. So it's the B2G, business to government. So a company is selling laptops to a school district, for example. Okay. So how it's all connect to each other. Okay. So let's imagine a pizza business as the examples. Okay. So the supplier here, they selling a cheese, they selling a flour, the tomato. Okay. And then your company is the pizza shop, buying the ingredients from the suppliers, and then making a pizza here, and then selling them to the customer. Okay, and the customer here is the, if it's individual, if it's the B2C individual, then if it's a family ordering pizza from your company, or if it's a business, then this customer is selling a frozen pizza to the grocery stores, or if it's a government, it's they do a catering for a city hall event, something like that. Okay, so we need to understand this connection. Okay, these rules to manage the supply chains and sales, and you as the future entrepreneurs or managers, you will use these models to design the strategies. Okay. All right, so next one, we will talk about the buying process in electronic market. Okay, so it's more like a journey of buying something online from start to finish. Okay, so we will start from the upside of the slides where it's called free shopping activities. Okay, it happens before you even click buy. Okay, you do some research products, you read some reviews to compare the prices, you check the Amazon versus Walmart, uh, you check between Shopee or Momo, something like that. Okay, and this process will help you to make a decision. Okay, and after that you enter the e-shop. Okay, the online store. You come to the online store, you do the registration, you do the login, and then you check some security, privacy security. Okay, you agree to the term like cookies policy, something like that, and then you find the catalog, you browse the products. Yeah, for example, you choose the men's shoes section, and then you it's time to decision time whether you buy or not. Okay, you do the compare prices. Okay, using uh some, maybe you have some discount, or maybe you make a negotiation, make an offer on eBay. Yeah, and then you made another investigation. Yeah, investigate further. You watch the unboxing videos and then check the written policies, kind of things. Okay, and then the possible outcome. Okay, so this is it's uh, the decision part. Okay, whether you abandon chart, change your mind. Okay, or not, or you go to the checkouts directly. Okay, and maybe you add more items. Yeah, from the recommendation, customers also bought these products together, something like that. Okay, then you put it on a shopping chart, and then the checkout process is which you're ready to buy. um, After that, you check shopping chart and then check out, and after the checkout, you pick some shipping, the delivery speed, shipment options, and then after that you also check for the payment options, and after that the confirmation. Yeah, execute the payment, order placed, then emailed. Okay, we have a submission here. Okay, so this is uh the process of the you buy something on the website. Okay, and the post purchase, after you hit submit, you will need to track the status, whether it's out for delivery or whether it's still be prepared by the seller, something like that. Okay, and then once the items are delivered, okay, then you give a feedback whether you're satisfied or not. if you are the buyer satisfied, then the it's done. Okay, you leave a review to help the future buyers, something like that. Okay, or whether you want to return the package. Okay, the products. So basically, this is the the process when you do an online shopping. Okay, and I believe that all of you are already know about this situation. Yeah. Okay, next we're talking about the e-marketplaces. All right, so think of it as digital shopping centers for businesses. Okay, so a e-marketplace is more like an online platform where the businesses buy or sell the goods or services. It's mostly like it's mostly for B2B, okay, business to business. For example, in Alibaba, they connect manufacturers with the retailers, okay, and Amazon, they also the Amazon business, okay, they have two kind of Amazon. So Amazon business is for bulk office supplies, okay, and the types of the marketplace, they have a private, they have a public consortia. Okay, the private is more like owned by a single company, like so Walmart. Okay, Walmart Supply Port is a single company owned by a single company, and then where is a public is open to all business, like eBay business. Okay, and then consortia is run by a group of companies in the same industry, like airline, sharing a booking system, something like that. Okay. All right. So next one, still about the Git marketplace. But this slide will talk more about the online marketplace, like Shopee and then Amazon, where buying and selling happens through the internet. Okay, and the main components in a digital marketplace is the customers, the sellers, and the products and services and infrastructure. Okay, so the customers, customers who buy the goods and services online. And meanwhile, for the sellers, it's the individuals or the companies that sells goods or services through digital platform. And for the products or services, these can be physical goods like clothes, phones, or foods, or maybe the digital products, which are the items that can be converted into a digital format and delivered over the internet, like the electronic books, the digital music, the software, or maybe it's just a little bit. Okay. And then the next one, we have infrastructure as the major components in the eight marketplaces. So infrastructure here means that it's the technology and the system that supports all the transactions in the marketplace. Okay, so it's like websites, the apps, the internet, the online payment system. So everything is included in the infrastructure. Okay, and e-marketplaces. Okay, we have a front end, we have a back end, and we have an intermediary. So front end here, where the customer facing the site, okay, a part of the online stores that customers see and interact with, which is includes the seller's portal, the main website or the main apps, okay, and then the electronic catalogs, the product listing with images, prices, and descriptions, and of course with the shopping charts and search engine and payment gateway. Okay. For the for the back end, the behind the scene work, it's a hidden operations that make sure your order gets to you, which includes the inventory management. Inventory management will track the stock levels and then alert when the product is sold out, and then the order fulfillment, the processing, packaging, and the shipping order, and then the supplier purchasing, the restocking products from the manufacturer, and then the payment process, the confirming payments with banks, and then the delivery coordination, working with the couriers like FedEx, and then UPS, or maybe here in Taiwan we have Xinchu Wuliu, and then I don't know in Chinese it's Pelican, okay, Pelican, and then Black Cat, yeah, Hey, Hey Mao, yeah, Hey Mao, okay, yeah. So it's like the kitchen and the warehouse of a restaurant. So the back end is like kitchen and warehouse of a restaurant. The customers don't see it, but it's essential for a service. Next, we have an intermediary. So intermediary is the middleman. It's a third-party platform that connects the buyers and the sellers. It's like, for example, it's like eBay. Okay, it links individual sellers with the buyers. Uh, Ubers. Yeah, Ubers is also part of the intermediary. It connects riders with the drivers. And then PayPal, which handles payment between parties securely. Okay. Next, disintermediation. Okay, we're talking about how disintermediation works. Okay, so disintermediation means cutting out the middleman. Okay, removing the intermediaries like the wholesalers or retailers to sell directly to customers. Okay, so to explain this, maybe we have Nike, okay, Nike shoes, and then the factory will sell to the wholesaler, and then wholesaler will sell to the retail store, and the retail store will sell to you. Okay, after this intermediation, the Nike will sell to you directly, okay, via Nike's website. Okay, and why companies do it? It's to lower the price, okay, no middleman markup, and it's to improve the customer relationship. So it's like Apple selling it via its online store, something like that. And then reintermediation. Okay. Okay, so we have this intermediation and we have reintermediation. Okay, so this intermediation is about to remove the middleman, okay, to remove the intermediaries between sellers and buyers. But here in reintermediation, we add a new middleman, okay? We introduce a different type of intermediary to improve the buying process. Okay, so it's like a Uber. They also connect the Uber. Okay, the Uber is they connect between riders and drivers, right? And also the Airbnb, they connect between host and travelers. Why this is happens? Because customers wants more convenient. It's one-stop shopping. Okay, so and those this kind of intermediation will create the opportunities. Okay, the apps will create a bundle services, something like this. Okay, and maybe you guys think what kind of products that went from disintermediation big to reintermediation? Maybe okay, yeah, because when the companies do the intermediation, they will not do the reintermediation, but I think some of them happens. Yeah, they need someone to help the buying process, so they will do this kind of process. Okay, so it happens. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is the types of the e-marketplace. Okay, so these two types. First is the sell side e-marketplace. So sell side e-marketplace is the company's online storefront. So it's a private online marketplace where one company sells products to other businesses. So it's B2B. And the seller will control who can buy. Okay, they only approve retailers in this case, and the products can be standards. It's ready to ship or customized or made by order. And then the other type is called buy-side e-marketplace. So buy-side e-marketplace, it's a private online marketplace where one company buys from selected suppliers. And the buyers here invites trusted suppliers to bid or list the products. So they are more focused on the bulk purchases, like raw materials or the office supplies. Okay. So the key difference is who control. Okay, who control, or is it the the seller or is it the buyer? Okay, so that's the difference between these two. And then for the sell side, the seller controls more. Okay, from the buy side, the buyer controls more. Okay, and then the sell side marketplace, they sell the products efficiently, and the buyer side, meanwhile, for the buyer side, by side marketplace, they can buy supplies cheaply or even quickly. Okay, and for the access, for the sell side, it's approved buyers only can get their products. But meanwhile, for the buy side, it's only approved suppliers only can sell to the buyer, something like that. Okay, it's quite interesting. Okay, the next part of this chapter we'll talk about the customer shopping mechanism, and we will see the difference between the store fronts and then the malls and the portals. Okay, we will see the difference. All right, so let's see from the web store, digital storefront. Okay, so you know that the web store, it's like a single company's online shop. So it's like a physical store, but on the web. Okay, they have a shopping chart. They have targeted niche. Okay, niche. They focus on a specific industry. They focus on the people that really need this kind of products. I believe that you experience this very much when you are accessing your social media. Um, Before you search something online like Nike shoes online, and then after that, when you access your social media, the advertisement of Nike shoes is appear on your social media, right? So this is called a targeted niche. Um, and this is how they do the engaging with the customer. Okay. All right. So many web stores target a specific industry and find their own unique corner of the market. Okay. So it's a microsites is one of the types of the web stores. It's a small separate web page or set of pages linked to a main website but with a specialized content. And why they are using this kind of microsites? Because they want to use a promotions. They want to over a holiday sale page, like Coca-Cola's share a Coke campaign site, or maybe in terms of the education, they want to give a tutorials or product demos in the maybe like Adobe Photoshop tutorial microsite, something like that. And then of course for targeted campaigns like a movies fan page or maybe Harry Potter, something like that. Okay. The next one, it's e-mall, or online mall. So it's basically a digital shopping center hosting multiple online stores. It's like a physical mall, but on the internet. Okay, so for examples, the Amazon Marketplace. Okay, Amazon Marketplace, they are thousands of sellers in one place. Okay, and then it's very popular. It's very convenient. You can compare products from many store in one spot. Okay. And there are some types of stores and malls, and like a general online stores. It sells everything. Like Walmart.com and eBay, they sell everything. And then for the specialized stores, they focus on one niche, like shoes, or maybe for tech, um, a PC home for tech, something like that. Yeah. And then regional versus the global. Okay, regional versus pure play. Okay. Okay. So regional here, sorry, versus global store. Regional here targets a specific area. Okay. For example, in Southeast Asia, we have Lazada. Okay. And for global serve worldwide, we have AliExpress, something like that. And then pure play versus click and mortar stores. Okay. Pure play is online only. Okay. It's just like Netflix, something like that. And for the click and mortar stores, they have both online and physical stores. Yeah, like Target, they have both online and physical stores. And this is will give the shopper more choices and better deals. And for the business, will give uh will decide which type fits their goal. Okay. And then the web information portal. So it's a one-stop shop website that gathers and organizes important information from different sources. So it's act like a digital dashboard. You can access everything you need in one place, and it's very convenient, right? For example, like our university student portal, you can access your grades, you can access your schedules, and of course your announcement. And there are many types of portals like commercial public portals. It's for everyone. They offer news, search, email, like Google and Yahoo, right? And then for corporate portals, it's only for employee. They shares company tools and data, okay, like Salesforce or sales team. And then the publishing portals, they focus on more articles and media. And then the personal portals, it's customized to your interests, okay? So maybe Yahoo, your favorite topic of news, something like that. And then for mobile portal, it's optimized for phone, like a Twitter's mobile app. And then voice portal is accessed by voice, like Alexa or Siri, which be able to read your calendar. Okay, right. Now let's check how a portal works. Okay, so step one, they gather ingredients. They gather the data, okay, data collection. The porter collects the raw data from everywhere, whether from the external sources or from the internal sources. Okay, the external sources can be from news sites, whether API or stock markets. Okay, and for the internal, the company databases, the sales report, the customer files. And the step two, the second step is to mix and to prepare. It's also called by data aggregation. Okay, the portal organizes data into a dynamic format based on the user needs. It shows you only what's relevant. Okay, and give you also a real-time update, like stock prices or the weather refresh automatically, something like that. And the next step, the step three, is to serve the dish, means the user view. It's cleaned, personalized page with your orders, your work tasks, live updates. Yeah. So it's like a getting meal plated just for you. No extra toppings you don't like, something like that. Okay. All right. So next one. The rules and the values of intermediaries in e-marketplaces. Okay. You know what is intermediaries, right? It's the digital middleman. Okay. So we have some intermediaries in e-marketplaces. First, it's they called brokers, the matchmakers. They connect buyers and sellers for a fee. So they are like real estate agents for digital products. And then the second one, they call themselves an infomediaries. So they are the info guardians. They control and analyze data flow to protect privacy or to create value. Okay. And the next one is the e-distributor. So they are the digital wholesalers. They combine products from many manufacturers in one catalog for bulk buyers. Okay. All right, the next one, it's we're talking about the catalogs, the search engine, and the shopping chart. Okay. All right. So the first question I want to ask you is, what is an e-catalog? I think everyone can answer. E-catalog is the digital version of the product catalog that displays item online. I think it's very popular because you don't need to do a printing because printing this kind of catalog is very pricey, especially you need to be colorful, right? When you do that digitally, you will, of course, it will save your money. Okay, and this here in this e-catalog, it contains the products photos, of course, and then the descriptions, and then the prices, of course. Yeah, and there are also add to chart buttons. So when the customers agree to buy these products, they will just press the buttons and then go to checkout. And why do you think online catalogs versus paper catalog? You know that paper catalog, they will need updates. The paper catalog, if there's an update, you need to print it again and again, right? But if you have a catalog, the changes is instant. You can do it in a minute. Yeah. No need to do it in days, right? It's very easy. And then when you do a search, the paper catalog can do it for you. Okay. The e-catalog can do it for you. But for paper, you need to flip the pages manually, right? The e-catalog, you just click the control find and then search what you are looking for, and then it will there for you. It's very easy. It's very easy. Okay. And then easy search activities types and engines. Why search matters in e-commerce? Imagine you walk into a giant store with no signs or easel, you'll never find anything. So online shops, they use search tools to help the customers to discover products instantly. Okay, and there are some types of the e-commerce search. They come from the internet or web search. It's the Google style search we all know. It's used to find products across the web. Search the best wireless headphone on Google, and then they will just give you some links so you can just choose which one you want. And then the next one is called an enterprise search. So enterprise search is a private search system for the companies. It's used only for the employees finding the internal file, sales data, or inventory. Okay, so it's more private to compare to the internet or web search. Okay, the next it's called a desktop search. Okay, so imagine your computer is a messy desk. The desktop search is like a super powered magnifying glass that instantly finds your file. Where's that essay that I saved last week? Or maybe for the emails from Professor Forrest about the exams and all that. And then the browser history, you can do the search as well, which was the cool website that I visited yesterday. Can you also can do anything else? All right. Okay, so how e-commerce can help you to find exactly what you need. is through the search engine, the digital librarians. They can scan the millions of products, they can scan services online, and they match your keywords like for example, you search for blue running shoes size 10, and then they will show the ranked result, the best matches first. And the software, okay, the software, the intelligent agents, which is your shopping assistant. It's the AI programs that learns from your preferences. They do the track price drops, and then they do also the recommendation products, and some of them also do the voice and visual search. Yeah, it's for future the shopping. And visual search, I do this a lot when I search an item in a Shopee, and it's really helpful. Yeah, and the electronic shopping chart, the online hold system. It's a virtual basket that lets you add items while browsing. Okay, I will take this. I will try to find something cheaper than these items, but to make sure that these items is still there, I will not lose it, so I will keep it in the shopping chart. Okay, and then review everything before paying, and then save items for later. So it's like leaving items in the physical chart. It's genius, because no rush. You can shop at your own pace, and you can also do an easily edits. You can change quantities, or maybe you can remove the items with one click. It's very easy, right? All right, the next one we're talking about an auction, battery, and negotiation online. Okay, it's very interesting. Okay, now let's talk about an online auction. How's the bidding works? Okay, so what happens is actually when it comes to the seller's game, the buyers compete to bid up the price. Okay, um, for example, you bid $50 on a vintage watch, and then someone with outbids you with $55. Okay, it's called an forward auction. Okay, that's forward auction. It's the seller's game. And then the reverse one, the backward auctions, it's the sellers compete to bid down the price. Okay, lowest the bid wins. A company needs 100 laptops, and the suppliers over discount to win the deal. Okay, that's in auctions and how the auctions works. And then the next one is called dynamic pricing. Okay, so it's dynamic pricing is a prices that change like weather. How is it can be changed? It's a nice question. So the price will adjust automatically based on the demand. Okay, so it's like a concert tickets. They will get pricier as seats sells out. Okay, and also it based on the supply. The hotel rooms they will drop in the price for less minutes. Okay, the real world examples I can give you the real world examples. When you ask for a car, the Uber, during a rush hour, they will give you expensive price, right? Yeah. But during the non-rush hour, the price of the Ubers will be quite cheaper. Okay, and this dynamic pricing is also happens during this kind of um, technology where we're using Android or using an iPhone. This also happening. Yeah, so this is made the dynamic pricing. Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about how people buy and sell goods or services through bidding or negotiation, and through both online and offline. Okay, so traditional auctions versus electronic auctions. The traditional auctions or the offline auctions, they do it in face to face in a physical location. People raise their bids in person to buy an items. It's like an art auctions. Okay. Um, the limitation of the traditional auctions is limited by time and place. You have to be there to bid, to do the bidding, right? And then the participants is fewer, can be slow and costly to organize because everyone needs to be there, okay, to do the bidding. But for the electronic auctions, auction can be done online through the websites or apps, and people from anywhere can place bids anytime. And the advantages of the electronic auctions is um there will be more buyers or sellers can join this kind of auctions, and they will be faster, cheaper, and more convenient in this case. And there are some types of auctions, like I have told you before. The forward auctions where one seller offers an item, okay, and many buyers, they are compete to bid the higher prices to get the products, and the winners pays their final bid amount. Okay, so this is called forward auction. And the reverse auctions, where one buyer needs something. Okay, so it's like company need 500 laptops, and then they are a lot of sellers out there. They compete by offering lower prices, and the winner is the lowest bidder. Okay, so this is called reverse auction. Okay, okay, so I think it's quite straightforward. Yeah, how the reverse auction process. When the and then the another type of the auctions is called double auctions, where buyers and sellers play by the special rules. Okay, it's double auctions, the stock market styles, and the many buyers and the many sellers meet in one place, and the prices are set where supply meets the demand. So it's like a stock exchange. For example, if a buyer A offers $10 for one share of the company, and then seller B asks $12 for one share, they will negotiate until they agree on $11, something like that. So it's more like double actions where you see uh like in the stock markets and maybe in a farmer's market with hiking. It's super efficient for large market, and the prices reflects real-time value. The next one is called penny auctions. When you pay $1 per bid, okay, it's non-refundable usually, and each bid raises the price by $1. And yes, it's just one penny. Okay, and last bidder, when time runs out, wins, but all bidders lose their bid fees. Okay, something like that. It's penny auctions. It's very risky. You could spend like $20 bidding and win nothing. So it's like site maybe it's very controversial, but actually it's legal. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is the benefits of the e-auction. The benefits to sellers, of course, more money, faster. Yeah, because the bidders are global, higher prices. Okay, no fixed prices, let buyers to compete, and there's no middleman. Yeah, skip the eBay's 10% fee by selling your own auctions site. Okay, and then happy customers. It's B2B options, build loyalty, and yeah, everyone is happy. And then from the benefits from for the customer, sorry, from the buyer, for the buyer, yeah, it's opportunity to find the unique items. It's treasure hunting, find a rare stuff. Yeah, maybe something like that. And then for thrill, for convenience, like bid from bed at 2 a.m. No crowded auctions houses. Maybe can do like anonymous bidding, no judgment for buying only 50 unicorn figurine. And then for steal and deals, snack $1,000 laptop for $7, 700 if stores snooze. Okay. And then the benefits for the auction sites, it's yeah, addictive shopping. The auctions are stickier than regular stores. People will check back 5 times a day to outbid others, something like that. And then more eyeball, more ads sold, like a viral TikTok page. Yeah, it's also easy to grow. We add a new categories instantly, and yeah, it's benefits to everyone. Yeah, but of course, there were always a dark side of online auctions. Yeah, so you need to watch out before you bid. Okay, it's a minimum of security. The hackers can hijack accounts or auctions. Maybe you will meet fake sellers wins their own auctions to inflate the prices. Okay, it's called a shield bidding. You need to protect yourself by using a site with HTTPS. Okay, you know HTTPS and two-factor authentication. Okay, because there were also possibly a fraud. Okay, it's a common scam. Maybe it's a fake products that Rolex is really 5% knockoffs. No, and then it's non-delivery. You pay, but the items never shipped. Yes, possibly a fraud. You need to be very careful. And then when you find the red flag sellers there, which is has a zero reviews, yeah, it's you know it's completely a red flags. And then prices, oh my god, prices seems too good to be true. They're usually rare. Oh, so this is suspicious, right? All right. And then limited participation. The small auctions may have few bidders and then few bad deals. The sellers will get low prices, and then the buyers will like competition. No bargains. So yeah, stick to the popular platforms like eBay or maybe short buys. Okay. All right. The impact of the auctions. So the impact of the auctions, one of the impacts is called auctions as the social price setter. It means that the crowds decide an item's true value through the bidding. Okay, so it's not the sellers decide the price, but it's the crowds, means the buyers. Okay, and then it's a super visible sales channel. Auctions attract massive attentions like a viral product launch. Um, yeah, and then it's also a business model power up. It means that companies use auctions as a core revenue stream, like eBay, entire business runs on auctions, and Google sell ads via real-time auctions. Yeah, maybe you ever noticed how the ads change. And also, it's a side hustle gold mine. It means that anyone can profit by flipping auctions fine. Okay. Okay, now we're talking about the bartering. Okay. Bartering is more like a swapping and dealing without cash. Okay. So online bartering is trading stuff, trade stuff, okay, not money. And maybe the traditional barter, I will fix your laptop if you tutor me in math, something like that. But in electronic bartering, the digital platforms will facilitate the trades. For example, you swap your old gaming console for a concert tickets on the swapthing.com. Okay, I think it's commonly happened, commonly activity. And then the bartering exchange, like use a trade dollars, like 1 hour of web design equals to 100 credits. Okay, it's very cool. It it's great when cash is tight. It's all like it's common among the freelancers and small business, and also eco-friendly. It's a reuses items instead of buying new, right? Yeah, it's and also you do an online negotiate the art of the digital deal, and you need to uh pass over your chat system message system on eBay, and then you can also use an AI powered price bots. Okay, so also when you buy a bulk purchases on Alibaba, they also open for negotiating a lower price. Okay, okay, good. Now let's talk about the most interesting, the social software tools. It's from blogs to wikis to Twitter. All right, so let's dive into this slide. It's titled Social Software Tools from blogs to wikis to Twitter. So this slide focuses on a very important aspect of how people interact online and how the businesses use these interactions through we call the social software. Okay, so let's break down the key definition here. First, the social software. The social software here is the software products that enables people to rendezvous, to connect, and to elaborate through the computer mediated communication. So, in a simple term, you need to think of the social software as any computer program or application that helps people to meet up online, maybe virtually, or of course, to build a relationship on work together by talking to each other through the computers. It's essentially the digital glue that connects people. Okay. Okay, for examples, you have Facebook, right? You have Instagram account, you have LinkedIn, okay? Even like online gaming platforms where you chat with the other players, or maybe the collaboration tools like Google Docs or Slack. Yes, the key is that it facilitates interaction and the connection between the people. All right, so next we look at a specific type of social software. We call it blog, okay? And a blog is more like a personal website that is open to public to read and to interact with. It's dedicated to specific topics or issues. And in simple term, we can imagine a personal online diary or the newspaper's column, but anyone can read it and often leave a comment. A blog is usually run by an individual or a small group, and then they will write about things they are passionate about or knowledgeable in. So it's like a platform for sharing thoughts, opinions, or information on a particular subject. Okay. Okay. Now, within the concept of the blocks, we have some subpoints like a vlog. Vlog. It's a video blog. It's a blog with video content. It's exactly what it sounds like, a blog, but instead mostly written text. The main content is video. It's like a YouTube, like a YouTuber. Many of them are essentially running vlogs. They share their daily lives over tutorials or maybe discuss topics through a video. Okay. And then building effective blogs. Okay, it's a topic where I explore further in a more in-depth discussions. But now, just know it's implies there are strategies to make a blog successful, like a good writing, a consistent posting, and then engaging with the readers. Okay. And next one, we have a commercial uses of blog. So again, it's a deeper topic, but basically, it highlights that businesses use blogs too. They might use them to share company news or offer experts advice related to their industry, or even as a way to attract customers by providing valuable content. And the last one, it's the potential risk of copyright blogs. Okay, so this reminds us that blogs can be great for businesses. There are also downsides. For example, the company blog may be accidentally share sensitive information or negative comments from the public. They could create a public relations issue if not managed well. So, in essence, these slides introduce the idea of social software as a tool for connection and collaboration online. Okay, we have microblogging. Okay, the posts are super brief, it's short and sweet. It's usually under 280 characters for now. It's called microblogging. Okay, um, the Twitter, the X tweets, the Instagram captions, they only under the 200 characters for now. Maybe it's the status of Facebook, okay? And this is also powerful because for you, you can share your thoughts instantly. No long blog posts needed. And then for business, it's also boost the viral marketing. Okay, it also can do the customer service complaints, DM complaints to companies. Yeah, can do this. as well. Okay, so Twitter. You know that Twitter is a free microblogging service. It allows the short post tweets. That's now it's 280 characters, and they over instant updates, whether it's a news, memes, or hot takes. Okay, the globe and it's global conversation. Yeah, and it's usually with a hashtag. If you want to know the newest updates in seconds, you can just um access to Twitter, or for now it's called X. And why business love Twitter very much? Because they give major benefits. The customer service, they can give a face fast complaint resolution, and they can also do a trend spotting, which track the trends to target some student for the hashtag big to school. Okay, and it's also free marketing. It's viral tweets means free ads, right? And it's student relevant uses. The tweet at the companies you admire, many hire via Twitter DMs, and follows expert in your field. It's organized protests from the activists. Okay, now let's talk about Wiki. Wiki is a website that anyone can edit. It's like a shared Google Doc, but for the whole internet. Okay, it's the Wiki, Wikipedia. Okay, it's the free encyclopedia with 6 million, more than 6 million English articles, and all written by the volunteers. All right, now it's the mechanism is for Web 2.0. Okay, stacks and folksonomy. Okay, we'll focus on the first two for this part. They actually have four tags: folksonomy, meshed up, and social bookmarks. Okay, so we will focus on this first two part. For the um okay, so we need to think back to the early internet, where finding things was often hard. You search for a keyword and then hope for the best. And then Web 2.0, with its emphasis on user participation, it's introduced the smarter ways to organize and find information. Okay, so first let's talk about tag. So slide defines it as a non-hierarchical key, a word, keyword, or term assigned to as a piece of information, such as an internet bookmark or digital image, video clip, or any computer document. So, in a simple term, it's a tag is essentially a label or a keyword that you, the user, attach to something online. So imagine you take a great photo of the sunset and then you make tag it with the sunset, beach, vacation, beautiful, something like that. Okay. And it's also non-hierarchical. Okay, it's non-hierarchical. It's an important word here. It means that there's no strict. It's a predefined category system. You don't have to put things into a rigid folder structure. You can add as many tags as you want, and they can be whatever makes sense to you. And this makes information more flexible and discoverable from many angles. Okay. And what can be tagged? Almost anything digital. Whether it's internet bookmarks when you save a web page, digital image, photos on a Flickr or maybe Instagram, and video clips, maybe in the videos in a YouTube, or maybe computer documents, the files on your cloud storage. Okay. Now, building on this idea of tag, let's look at the folksonomy. It's the collaborative tagging, the social tagging. The slide defines as this practice and methods of the collaboratively creating, classifying, and managing tags to annotate and to categorize the content. And a simple way, if tags are individual labels, then the folksonomy is the system where lots of different people, okay, lots of different people, the folks, are all creating and using these tags together. So it's like a community driven way of organizing the information. Okay, so like Flickr, the popular photo sharing sites, thousands of users upload the photos and tag them, and then many people tagged a photo of a cat with a cat, then the feline pet or cute, okay, something like that. And this folk tsunami is collaboratively creating, classifying, and managing tags. This means that as more people tag similar content with similar terms, it becomes easier for everyone to find that content. Okay, even if they use slightly different search items. It's a bottom-up approach to organization. Okay. Now, these slides introduce two more exciting concepts that demonstrate how the information and services are creatively combined and shared online. The mazed up and social bookmarking. Okay, so let's start with mazed up. So mazed up is a combination of two or more websites into a single website that provides the content of both sites. It can be whole or partial to deliver a novel products to the customer. Okay. So imagine taking the ingredients from different recipes and combining them to create a brand new one. Delicious dish. A mess up in the digital world is similar. It's when developers take data, features, and content from two or more existing websites or online services and blend them together to create a new, unique application or website. Okay. And now let's talk about the social bookmarking. So social bookmarking is web service for sharing internet bookmarks. It's the sites that are popular way to store, to classify, to share, and to search links through the practice of the folksonomy techniques on the internet and internets. Okay, so in the simple way, you know how to save your favorite website in your browser's favorites or bookmarks, right? The social bookmarking is like doing that, but publicly and with a twist. Okay, so instead of just saving a link for yourself, you save it on a special website that allows you to tag it using the tags that we discussed earlier, and then share it with others. Okay, so for sharing the internet bookmarks, the other people can see the links that you have saved and tagged, and you can see theirs too. Okay, so it's a very popular way to store, to classify, to share, and to search link. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about virtual communities and social networks. Okay, so what is a virtual community? A virtual community is a group of people who connects online over common passions, common goals, and common identities. And why this matters? Because sometimes some people will use it for the academic use, like the GitHub communities to code with peers worldwide, or maybe participate in LinkedIn groups for career advice, something like that. And of course, for personal growth, you can find a support mental health firms or hobby groups, yeah, something like that. And then when you meet your virtual communities, you meet your online tribe, okay, tribe. So the because your people are out there. You just haven't clicked yet, okay? And in the traditional online communities, they share a purpose, like learning, the activism and fandom, something like that. Maybe structured interactions like forum or chat roles, and then long-term relationship, just not just one of comments, okay? Maybe research the case studies for years, yeah. And there are some types of community with real world, okay, analogy. Okay, so for examples like okay, association is like a membership based like clubs. Um, the examples is LinkedIn alumni groups. Okay, and then for the communities of practice, it's like professionals sharing skills, like a GitHub for coders, yeah. And then affinity portals, uh, when the fans of a brand or hobby are carrying together. So it's like a Sephora beauty talks forum, yeah. And then neighborhood communities, it's like a local connection online, yeah. And then the ethnics community, it's more like cultural identity spaces, yeah. And then the social network sites, yeah, like a friend follower based, like Instagram and close friend, yeah, they have close friend. And then gender communities, like safe spaces for changes group, okay. And then virtual world, okay, is like a avatar based interaction, yeah, like a Roblox gaming communities, you know this Roblox, right? Okay, all right. And for now, we will set up the a discussion on how people connect and interact in the online spaces. Okay, so first let's look at the top sections on the other classification of virtual communities. It's a public versus private communities. So in simple terms, it's like in the real world, the online communities can be open to everyone or also can be restricted to certain people. Okay. The public communities are like the public part where everyone can join, everyone can come, right? And then the private communities are more like a private club or a gated neighborhood. You need an invitation or approval to join. And what's discussed there stays within that group. Okay. And then we have classification categories. These points suggest that there are different ways to categorize or group virtual communities beyond just public or private. We might classify them by the purpose, the platform, the size, something like that. Okay. Now let's move on to the second one. The most prominent section of this slide is the online social network. Okay, so what is the online social network? So online social networks are the platforms that allows the individuals to build the public or semi-public profiles to connect with the other users and to share the content like photos, videos, text, and of course to interact one another. They designed this to facilitate the social connections and the communication. And then how about the size of the social network sites? Okay, so the social network sites are huge. We're talking about the platform that hosts the billions of active users worldwide. Think about Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. They have a massive user bases. Okay. And this scale has a significant implication for communication, for marketing, information spread, and even society. Yes, it's a global phenomenon. Okay, so social network is not just popular in one country. They are used all over the world, um, transcending geographical and cultural boundaries. While some platform might be more popular in certain regions, like WeChat in China, and then in Indonesia, I think everyone use an all social media. Okay, so like WeChat in China, and then Line in Japan, in Taiwan, and Korea, because in Indonesia we don't use Line that much. Okay. And then it's a representative capabilities and services provided by the social network side. Okay, so this point summarize what these platforms do for users. What can you actually do on a social network? Okay, so it's like letting others know about yourself, and then connecting with others to find friends, to find a family, colleagues, or people with shares interests. And then to share content, you post the pictures, you post the videos, your articles, status updates, and of course to do a communication, sending a private message, comment on a post, yeah, joining a groups, finding communities based on specific interests. Okay. And then the event planning, yeah, organizing method meetups, and gaming, playing games with friends, and news consumptions, e-commerce, yeah, buying and sell goods directly on the platform or through integrated features, yeah. The Facebook, they have a marketplace section, so you can buy products, the items you want to look for in the marketplace. Okay, so essentially the social network sites over a wide array of the tools that allows people to interact, allow people to share and to consume information in the social context. Okay. All right. So next up, we will talk about the business-oriented social network. Okay, in this case, LinkedIn and beyond. So what are they actually? Professional platforms where people connect to networks, like meet colleagues, mentors, and employers, and then to share knowledge, to solve problems. Okay. And the top examples you should know is LinkedIn. Yeah, it's one, I think it's very popular. Yeah, it's to internship, to skill building, entrepreneurship. Yeah. Okay, so the example of the business oriented uh, is to delve into what this network can do and how they operate, even touching on how they fit into the broader digital landscape. Okay, so let's break down this point. Some capabilities of the business-oriented networks. This refers to the specific features and the functionalities that make this network useful for the professionals. And as we discussed, this include the network, the information sharing, the job seeking, recruiting, the collaboration, personal branding, and lead generation. And then the business models and the services related to the social network. This point focus on how the social networks make money and the type of the service built around them. Yeah. It can be through the advertising, the premium subscription, the recruiting services, the data analytics, the integration with other services. Okay. Next one, the social network analysis software. All right, so this refers to the specialized computer programs that help businesses or researchers to understand the connections and the interactions within a social network. Think about who is influence who are the key connectors in the network, who is talking about what, okay? And this kind of software will help to analyze those patterns, which can be valuable for marketing and understanding the organizational structures or even identifying a trends. All right, so these two, Sangha and Dick. These are examples of the social platforms that were prominent in the earlier eras of the internet. The Sangha was popular blogging and social networking site. It's more like similar to the personal diary with social features. Okay, and for Dick was a news aggregator where users submitted and Doc voted for articles, influence what became popular. It's an example of user-driven content curation and social sharing of information, which influence platform like Reddit and something like that. Okay, and then the next one, talking about the mobile social networking. Yeah, so members converse and connect with one another using cell phones or other mobile devices, right? Yeah, so this highlights the crucial shift towards using social networks on our smartphones and tablets. So it's not about sitting at a desktop computers anymore. The convenience of mobile devices means people can access social networks anytime, anywhere, leading to more frequent and spontaneous interactions. This kind of capability has profoundly changed how we communicate and consume information. All right, next one, the mobile community activities. This refers to the specific things people do on the social networks because they are on mobile devices. Okay, like location-based check-ins, the instant photo or video sharing, the quick message, push notification, yeah. And then the last one, okay, it's the social network services. It's a broad category that encompasses all the specific offerings and functionalities provided by a social networking platform, from connecting with friends to sharing content to find jobs and everything in between. It basically sum up everything these platforms allow us to do. Okay. All right. So this is the virtual as the electronic e-commerce mechanism. Okay, so now let's wrap up our discussion on virtual communities and social networks. we will explore virtual worlds and avatars. Okay, so this concept move beyond the text. It's not just the text and static images into more immersive, interactive online environments. Okay, so first, let's define the virtual world. So, virtual world is a user-defined world in which people can interact, can play, can do business, and the most popularized virtual world is the second one. Okay, so in simple term, I can explain is you imagine a digital universe that exists online where you can move around, you can explore, you can meet other people, and you can do many things you might do it in also in the real world. It's usually graphically rich and allowing for a sense of being there. Okay. And today, this kind of concept is evolving rapidly with the metaverse. You know, with metaverse, right? And then the platforms like Roblox, Decentraland, the Sandbox, and even aspect of games like Fortnite, they're moving towards creating more interconnected and immersive virtual world where people can socialize, they can play, they can learn, and they can engage in the commerce. Okay, and the image on the right side showing that someone wearing a VR headset, it's the future of experience these virtual worlds to the virtual reality. All right, let's take talk more about avatars. So avatars is the animated computer characters that exhibit the human-like movements and behavior. An avatar is your digital representation of yourself within a virtual world or online game. It's the character that you control, your digital identity. Okay. All right. So they offer a much deeper sense of presence and interactions than the traditional website or the social media feeds. They create the economies for virtual goods and services, blurring the lines between the digital and the physical, right? They allow this kind of unique ways to socialize, to collaborate, and to build communities in shared virtual spaces. All right, and now in this slide, we will focus specifically on how the businesses are engaging and how to create value within this immersive online spaces, okay, particularly um, the virtual worlds, okay? Okay, so now the main heading here is the business activities and value in the virtual worlds. This is about understanding why companies and entrepreneurs would want to operate or to invest this kind of digital environment. So it's not just about gaming or entertainment anymore. There's a real business happening. Okay, so now let's talk about collaboration. So business can use virtual worlds as a new kind of meeting places or workplace, okay, workspace. Instead of making a video call, imagine employees or team members meeting as avatars in a virtual office, walking around, interacting with the 3D models of the products, or maybe having a discussions in a more immersive setting. This can be especially useful for geographically dispersed teams, for training simulations, maybe, or for visualizing complex projects together, and for research and marketing. So, virtual worlds offer unique opportunities for companies to understand their customers and to promote their products. For the research, the business can conduct virtual focus groups, observe how the users interact with the virtual versions of the products, or maybe even test out the new store layout in a digital environment before building them physically. Okay, so it's a low cost way to get the feedback. Okay, and then in terms of the marketing, the companies can open the virtual stores, the host a virtual event like products launches or fashion shows, or maybe run advertising campaign within the virtual world. And this allow them to reach new audiences and even to create highly engaging brand experiences. Think of a virtual concert in a game like Fortnite, where the brands can have a presence, right? Yeah, so these terms can lead to what is called a virtual shopping. This is about buying and sell within the virtual world itself. It could involve buying digital goods for your avatar, maybe like clothes, accessories, or virtual homes, or buying items for the virtual world environment like furniture for a virtual house. And it can also lead to the real world purchases. Okay, imagine trying on a virtual clothes on your avatar and then being able to order physical versions to be delivered to your home. Okay, so this is going to blur the line between the virtual and the physical economies. Okay, now let's talk about the trading virtual properties. Just like a real estate in the physical world, the virtual worlds can have digital land or property that can be bought, can be sold, or can be developed. The people and the business can invest in the virtual land, build the structure on it, like stores or galleries or even entertainment venues, and then potentially rent out those spaces to sell them for a profit. And this concept is central to many metaverse platforms where the digital scarcity and the ownership are the key. This is where the concept like NFTs, non fungible tokens, often come into play to prove the ownership of the digital assets. Now, let's talk about what give us peek into what the internet might become. Moving beyond where we are today, the key takeaway here is about the evolution of the web, right? Just like the technology that keeps advancing, so does the internet itself. Okay, so let's start with the Web 3.0. Okay, so the term used to describe the future of the World Wide Web, the 3W, okay, it consists of the creation of the high quality content and the services produced by gifted individuals using the Web 2.0 technology as an enabled platform. So the Web 3.0 is seen as the next big pace of the internet. Okay, when if the web 1.0 was about simply reading information, and then web 2.0 was about interacting and creating a content like the social media, the web 3.0 takes a step further. Okay, and it's sometimes described as the decentralized web or the semantic web. Okay, so the idea is that the content and the service become more intelligent, more connected, and personalized for you. So instead of just searching for keywords, the internet will understand the meaning behind your search and then provide more relevant information. Okay. And then let's talk about the semantic web. It's an evolving extensions of the web in which the web content can be expressed not only in natural language but also in a form that can be understood, interpreted, and used by the intelligent computer software agents. Okay, so allowing them to find, to share, and to integrate the information more easily. Okay, so this is a core part of the Web 3.0. Imagine the internet not just as a collection of pages, but as a giant database of interconnected information that computers can understand. And right now, the computers are good at finding keywords. The semantic web wants the computers to understand the meaning of those words and the relationship between them. All right. So, continues to the future of the web 4.0. Okay. It's give us a glimpse into a potential next generation of the web. Okay. It's called Web 4.0. So the web generation after the web 3.0 that is still actually a known entity. However, it's envisioned as being based on islands of the intelligence and as being ubiquitous. Okay. And Web 4.0 is truly a vision for the far future. It's still largely undefined and evolving. However, the core ideas suggest an internet that is based on islands of intelligence. Like imagine that instead of you just finding the information, the internet itself will have highly intelligent, interconnected system like the advanced AI. They can anticipate your needs, understand your complex context, and then perform tasks for you almost autonomously. Okay, and then it's also ubiquitous. It means that the internet will be everywhere and always on, seamlessly integrated into our daily lives and environment. So it won't just be something you access through a device, it will be part of the air we breathe, the object we interact with, and the spaces we inhabit. Okay, like smart homes, smart cities, self-driving cars, and wearable technologies, all constantly connected, and then of course they will be communicating. Okay. And then let's talk about the fantastic image on the right, which visualize the real world applications of the web 4.0 and the technological associated with the web 4.0. Okay. Okay, so on the left side, you see that the application, so or on the right side is you see the applications where the Web 4.0 will be used, like the smart cities, the healthcare, and then the supply chain management, retail or e-commerce, energy management, agriculture, transportation, financial services, entertainment, and gaming. Okay, and on the right side, there will be an artificial intelligence and machine learning, the augmented reality and the VR, virtual reality, Internet of Things, blockchain, natural language processing, the edge computing, big data. Okay, and this is all takes it further. Okay, while the Web 3.0 focus on decentralization and semantic understanding, the Web 4.0 takes it further by envisioning the internet that is truly intelligent. Okay. All right, so think of it as a timeline and spectrum. The horizontal axis at the bottom represents the increasing social connectivity. And then if you move to the right, to um, the web becomes more about connecting people and facilitating interaction. And the vertical axis on the left, it represents the increasing knowledge of the connectivity and reasoning. As you move up, the web becomes smarter, more intelligent, and better at understanding and connecting information. Okay, so in the quadrant one, okay, the web connects the information. This is the bottom left corner. It represents the early day of the internet, sometimes called Web 1.0. Okay, so the key technology here includes the file server database where the information was stored, and then the search engines, the websites, the desktop, and the push, publish, and subscribe. So the web 1.0 was like a massive digital library. You could read information, search for it, and then find static website. It was primarily about consuming content. And then it comes to the quadrant two, where the social web connects to people. It's high social connectivity, but still relatively low on the knowledge reasoning. Okay, so Web 2.0 is the interactive web. It's about people connecting and then sharing content, collaborating, and even creating communities online. It's the red right web, where users are active participants, not just consumers. Now, the this part, the semantic web, which is connects the knowledge. Okay. Um, it's high knowledge connectivity and reasoning, but not necessarily the highest social connectivity in specific field. And this is a smarter web. It's about making the internet understandable by the computers so they can reason with information, then make connections and provide more intelligent and more personalized result. It aims to turn the web into a giant connected database of meaning. So it's not just a text. Okay, so the last one is the ubiquitous web connects intelligent. Okay, so is the future vision of the web 4.0. So web 4.0 is the intelligent and the ubiquitous web. It's an internet that seamlessly integrated into our environment and then to understand our context and needs, and has intelligent agents that can anticipate and fulfill our request, making our interactions feel natural and intuitive. Okay, so this diagram is a fantastic way to visualize how the web has evolved, moving from just connecting information and then to connecting people and then to connect the knowledge and ultimately to connect the true intelligence in a ubiquitous environment. It shows how the social aspect and the artificial intelligence are converging to create the internet of the future. Okay, so everything must come with the bad sides, the issues, right? So we need to know the issues before we can solve the problems, okay? How should we deal with Web 2.0 risks? Should we use auctions for selling? Okay, so in simple terms, Does selling our products or services through online auctions like eBay make a sense for our business? The consideration comes with this issue. Auctions actually can be great for unique items, surplus inventory, or creating buzz, but they might not be suitable for all products and brands. And the managers need to weigh the pros and cons, the price control and market reach and the brand image. And then, should we do a barter? Should our business consider the exchanging goods or services directly with other businesses or individuals rather than always using money? Well, while less common in a formal e-commerce, digital platform can facilitate bartering. It can be useful for the small businesses, conserving cash, or moving excess inventory, but it also has a complexities in valuing goods or services. And then, how do we select merchant software? What e-commerce platform or software should we use to build our online store and process transactions? This is a crucial technical and strategic decisions. The managers need to think about the features, the scalability, the security cost, the ease of use, the integration with the existing system, and the customer support. How can we use Facebook and other social networks in our business? How can we effectively leverage social media platforms for marketing, the customer service, the brand building or sales? Well, this is not just about having a page. It's about a strategy. The managers need to decide on content, engagement tactics, advertising budget, and then community management. And then after that, measuring the return on investment. How shall we start using Web 2.0 tool? What's our strategy for adopting and integrating social software tools like blogs, wikis, social sharing into our internet operations or maybe external communication? Well, this this involved pilot project, okay, employee training, and then setting guidelines, choosing the right tools for specific purposes. So the managers need to be take this issue very seriously, and they need to choose which best for the company. Okay, so uh that's all for today. We have been talking about chapter 2. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's go back to the learning and see what we can do. And I will see you in the next chapter, okay? Thank you. Bye bye.